Well, hello, good evening, and welcome to an episode of Camilla and I from a Loverstock Salisbury Linkway, which is just a very nice, diverse area of tall grassland, which is home at the moment to about 500 marble white butterflies. So, yeah, it's absolute tremendous location, very close to home, under a mile from my house. And yeah, Camilla and I can literally just walk round the corner, and we're very lucky to have this marbled white display. So I thought I'd do a quick video tonight just on how I go about photographing the marbled white, obviously in this location, particularly close to my home. And I'll show you the sort of thing I'm looking for to start off with. I mean, this area is great with the floral cover. So have a look at this area here. It's got a very good floral carpet. It's had everything here, oxeye daisies, ragwort. Anyway, what we're doing is we're looking for a marbled white on a complementary background. So at this time of night, fairly cool, we can be fairly confident they're not going to fly off, but you still can't approach them too directly, otherwise there's every chance they'll disappear. So this is a particularly common opportunity that presents itself. Here you are out trying to photograph the marbled white and this beautiful pair of six-spotted burnet moth turn up. So of course you have the dilemma, what are you going to do? Miss this beautiful pair here and take a few shots of these, or are you going to carry on searching for the marbled white? And I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop here and take a few pictures of these couple of beauties here. These are absolutely gorgeous. So we'll just play around here for a few minutes, I think. Beautiful. Look at those two. Absolutely gorgeous. And in a lovely position. Here's possibly a female marbled white, I suggest, by the size of it, but I'm not certain. And anyway, you can see the complementary colours, the browns and the butterfly together make a nice combination. So obviously trying to get parallel with those wings in order to get all the wing in focus. The wind's died off now as it's early evening. That's why it's a good idea to come out early evening. This is a meadow brown, I believe, on this thistle head here, but it just shows, again, this is quite a nice subject with those muted tones in the flowers that have now gone brown, completely died off. They sort of complement the meadow brown, so this would make a particularly good subject. If you could isolate that, I'd work around it so that you isolated it, got the depth of field right, and you'd have a lovely shot there. So there's another example of a potential shot. So well worth exploring that one. So this has turned into an exploration rather than a actual photographic trip. Here we have another subject that's usually quite skittish. The skipper butterfly. It's one of the smaller ones, and the wings are difficult to get into focus because it always adopts a strange position, usually with the wings at strange angles to the camera lens. So they always cause me a bit of fun, these skippers. So we love them. But again, quite a nice subject. common throughout the land, so you can get skippers virtually anywhere. I'll throw in a few skipper photos at this point. But yeah, amazing what there is in this field when you just look a bit harder, get up close. It's not just black and white, well, dark brown and white butterflies. There are other things as well, so it's well worth persevering. So we're seeing this evening, it's not always all about taking the photograph. Sometimes it's observing and seeing where the subjects are for another day, and you can balance compositions and adjust things in your mind. You don't always have to take the photo, and you don't always have to take the opportunity. I slightly slipped last week, so I've got a slight leg injury at the moment, so I am finding getting down a little bit difficult at the moment, so I'm just easing myself back into it gently. So anyway, I'm just observing rather than getting into every obscure angle going, because it won't do my leg much good. But anyway, it's a very interesting evening, and it's actually turned out quite still, so it's quite good for this sort of photography. But yeah, as you can see, this is a lovely area of tall grassland. They actually cut it all down in a few weeks' time, and then it regrows like this every year, and it's amazing. The butterflies survive, but they drop their eggs deep into the grass, and the fact that a mower goes over the top doesn't matter at all. They will come back again next year. As indeed I said earlier, I think this was at least 300, 400, 500 possibly marbled whites this year. Quite an incredible number, and beautiful area, so I'd certainly recommend this one. So what have we learnt from this evening? Well, I think you know, you can tell that it's well worth just getting out and observing. You don't have to get the camera out all the time, particularly if you've got a bad leg, but it's the process, it's the observation, it's seeing the adjacent colours. You know, I'll put in a number of pictures I've taken of marbled whites before, because I've got lots of images of marbled whites, so I'm not desperate to photograph some more this evening. But just to give you an impression of the complementary colours, matching the grasses with the butterfly in particular lights, and then using the scabious and indeed the ragwort. Again, you can offset a particular subject. Those contrasting colours, juxtaposition on the colour wheel, can make particularly good shots. But personally, I still favour the sort of grass shots and the subtle tones. That's what I really try and go for. But it's your choice, it's your camera, and you enjoy what you enjoy. So Camilla and I are on the park bench. I hope you've enjoyed this little stroll around my local patch, and yeah, very lucky to have this local patch indeed. It's been a source of inspiration in some respects, and indeed that's what this evening turned out to be. It's a source of inspiration, and hopefully I've given you a few ideas of what you can photograph just in your local neighbourhood. It doesn't have to be the rarest species in the world. The marbled white is fairly common in southern England anyway, but the meadow brown, skippers, and six-spotted burnet moth, very common. But just gives you an idea of what you can photograph and the sort of complementary backgrounds you're looking for, and how you're looking to isolate the subject and obtain that photograph. So yeah, a bit different tonight. Didn't get Camilla out at all, but that's the way it goes. Very good view along tonight, so a bit more concentration on the videoing element rather than the photographic element. So yeah, made a nice change. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget the usual: like, subscribe, comment. Lovely to hear from you, and love to hear what your favourite local haunt is. Say this is mine because it's so close to home, under a mile from home. Doesn't get much better. Camilla and I do accessible wildlife photography, Anyway, cheers for now. Have a good one. Bye from Camilla and I.